All right, we've got about 5 minutes, and I'm going to need that to get warmed up a little bit more. As always, you can warm up doing what you would like, but I'm going to be here in case you would like some examples, and you can follow along with me. And getting these old bones warmed up certainly helps me quite a bit. So I'm going to start with some band dislocates, but this 5 minutes is yours to grease the groove, get in the zone, get your mind right, and of course, slowly but surely elevate your heart rate, get your joints lubricated, get your muscles elongated. In the wee hours of our weekend session, I think we all start out a little bit stiffer and a little bit slower, and we can tell that throughout the workout we feel better and better, and we get a little bit more warmed up, and we move easier, and we get stronger. And doing some movement prior to the workout certainly helps expedite the quality and of course the safety of your workout. And I'll just keep talking while I'm moving around and warming up and fill you in on what we're going to do. And always remember that when we're starting a new cycle, a new 4-week training cycle, that week 1 is certainly the week where we have the most trial and error. So there's kind of a spectrum here, you know, in the first week or even first 2 weeks. Sometimes the new training cycle is challenging because you're getting the gist of the structure of the program. You're getting used to finding and using, you're getting used to finding which pieces of equipment suit you best for these workouts, and you're getting used to transitioning from thing to thing. And then later on in the cycle, like weeks 3 or 4, you get the gist of what's going on. And so it's not so challenging to execute the workout. What makes the workout challenging is that you're a little bit more advanced at it, so you have the opportunity to maybe go heavier, harder, maybe do more reps, challenge yourself a little bit more, be more intentional about making it harder. So initially things are hard because it's new, and eventually things are harder because you make it harder, which is when you just have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, are you executing and applying yourself optimally to get the benefit that you know you're capable of getting? Anywho, what we're doing today are pre and post fatigue sets, and you might be familiar with stuff like this because you've been working with me for a while. Pre and post fatigue sets. Let's start with a pre-fatigue set. Let's say we're targeting a certain muscle group like the triceps, just as an example. A pre-fatigue set is when you isolate that muscle group with a smaller isolation type exercise, like some sort of tricep extension. And then you go into a larger compound exercise that incorporates that muscle group that you pre-fatigued. They're also called pre-exhaust sets, but I have always said pre-fatigue sets. So pre-fatigue is where you zap a certain muscle, and then you incorporate that muscle into another exercise. So the limiting factor of that larger compound exercise is more times than not most likely going to be that pre-fatigued muscle. The other thing we're going to be incorporating are post-fatigue sets or post-exhaust sets, which, as you can probably already imagine, a post-fatigue set is the exact opposite. We'll give you another example. Let's say we're targeting the quadriceps. A post-fatigue set, an example would be where you did a larger compound, would be a larger compound exercise like lunges or squats, a bigger, stronger compound exercise that incorporates the quads, and then you hit the quads in more of a isolation form, like with some leg extensions or some wall squats that targets the quad specifically. So that's a burnout like post set. So you kind of get the idea. A pre-fatigue set is where you isolate a muscle and then incorporate it into a larger exercise. And a post-fatigue set is where you do a larger compound exercise with multiple muscle groups, and then you select a muscle to isolate after that exercise. So maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not the best teacher in the world, but y'all are used to that. And let me run you through which muscles we will be targeting today with our pre and post fatigue sets. We'll be hitting the glutes, the traps, which are the upper back, good posture muscles. We'll be hitting the triceps, back of your arms, and we'll be hitting the abs. And I'll be doing a little bit of active recovery between everything, just some different types of stretches and stuff to keep us moving in between sets. So it would be good for you to have, like I said, something that you can stabilize yourself with, like a chair or a bench or even a couch or a stool or a step. I got my stability ball, which will help me with some of these things. If you don't have a stability ball, that's fine. You can figure out how to do it without it. I've got my med ball handy. I've got my cinder block, so grab your cinder block. And I got my bands and a couple different kettlebells. So I don't have my dumbbells with me, but a lot of you have dumbbells. Again, just get all your toys together because weight's weight, grab what you can. What we're gonna start with is the, let's see here, let's start with the abs. Now, let's start with the triceps. So, buenos dias, Christian. Let's start with the triceps, and this is a post-exhaust or post-fatigue set. And what we're going to be doing are some bench dips. Again, chair, bench, stair, stool, whatever you can do some bench dips on. And then we're going to need our bands for some horizontal tricep extensions. These might be new variations to you, but follow along. We're going to get multiple sets of this, so you'll get the idea. No hay basura encima de todo solo, pero una bolsa, puse esta bolsa por dentro del convertido. Y solo hay dos bolsas, so espero ellos tienen cambio for $5. Okay. All right, bench dips. Now, what I like about bench dips is that you can regulate your own intensity. So, for example, if you don't want to put as much stress on your wrists, you use your legs a little bit more. If you want to bear a little bit more weight, maybe you elevate your feet. So we're going to start here with our bench dips together. So get whatever you've got to do some bench dips on. Hands to your sides, feet elevated or not. We're going to bend the elbows backwards, and then we're going to push ourselves back up. Again, this is a post-fatigue tricep superset because the triceps are most certainly involved in these bench dips along with the pecs and the shoulders. Don't worry about your reps right now. Just follow along with me and get used to doing this exercise. I know this isn't new to most of you, but in this context it might be. Now when you're dipping, you bend your elbows backwards behind you. Keep your butt close to the apparatus you're dipping on. And again, if you need less stress on your wrist, see, now I'm pushing with my feet. I'm using my legs for more assistance, which dramatically reduces the intensity. So let's all get about 5 more reps in. Take them slow right now. And then we will go into the post-fatigue portion of this tricep superset. Couple more. And you can probably feel that you are using your pecs and your shoulders in addition to your triceps, but that's the idea. That's a compound exercise. Let's all hop up, grab your band, and we're going to do some horizontal tricep extensions. So I'm gripping the band with both hands. My elbows start at 90 degrees in front of me, see, 90 degrees, and then I spread the band and I push outward. Now we're isolating the triceps. So someone has the TV on, so I don't have time to figure out how to mute everyone, so make sure you're muting yourself right now. Because we're listening to someone's TV right now. And you might not be able to hear me, but I can hear the news. Keep going now. Does it burn? It should burn. Post-fatigue, or pre-fatigue for that matter, we should really be able to tell that we're targeting the triceps with this superset. When it starts burning, that's when we're just beginning. Right now my triceps are screaming at me. Always back to 90 degrees. Let's all get 5 more reps. Whew. Whew. All right. Now, we'll go right back into that tricep post-fatigue superset. But for now, let's get a little active recovery. So we've all got bands handy with us. Let's do some band dislocates. Big recovery breaths. So we'll do these band dislocates for about 30 seconds. And then we're gonna go right back into our next set of the tricep post-fatigue superset. So, again, day one, especially set one, it's a lot of trial and error, but now you get the idea of how we're targeting the triceps. First with the bench dips, and then with the horizontal band extensions. And on set 2 here, I'm gonna go for 15 bench dips, and then I'm gonna get 15 to 20 band extensions. So now that you've got the idea, things will be a little bit more efficient, a little more effective, and a little more fun, because you won't have to listen to me talk as much. Let's get one more. All right, now let's go right into these bench dips again. 15 reps, let's speed them up a little bit. All right, I got my feet elevated. My butt's close to the bench. I'm bending the elbows backwards. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades tight. That's very important. Retract and squeeze your shoulder blades. Keep your scapulas packed tight as you descend. And as you push yourself up, fully lock out your elbows and flex your triceps. Remember, we are targeting the triceps, so extend and flex. You're getting tough now. Get your 15 reps in. Speed these up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I'm grabbing my band. And we're going right back into it. There we go. Field goal post. Push and spread. Push out. Keep the band tension at all times. Always return to 90 degrees. If you're using a certain band and it's too much, go down to just one layer of the band. If you need more, both layers. If you need even more, narrow your grip so there's more tension in the band. Everyone go for 20 reps. Oh, it burns, so I'm speeding them up. Woo! Burn is real, though. Burn is real. Get your 20 reps in. Push those arms all the way out, Leslie. It's not a band pull. It's a tricep extension. Push outward. All right, on that note, notice the difference between a band pull, where we're targeting the back, and a tricep extension, where our elbows remain stagnant and we're pushing the fists outward. Big difference between band pulls and band extensions. All right, moving right along to our next superset. Let's hit a abs. We're gonna move on to the abs. Now this is also a post-fatigue superset, meaning we incorporate the abdominals into a larger core exercise, and then we isolate the abdominals, which is going to be with crunches. So the first exercise, we're going to do some rainbow planks. These might be called other things, but I call them rainbow planks. Let me move my bench out of the way. We're going to be down on our elbows. So come on down to your elbows. A rainbow plank, your hips are making an arch, tapping the ground like a rainbow. And it's okay to poke your butt up a little bit. It's actually a good thing. Poke your butt up a little bit, more than you typically would. Pivot on your feet, tap your hip to the ground, get a little spinal extension. Try to keep your elbows down. And see our butts are making a nice smooth rainbow, nice smooth arch. So you see here, we are certainly working the abdominals just like we would on any plank variation, but we're also working the obliques, the lower back, the shoulder stabilizers, even the glutes and the hip flexors. But we're doing this to incorporate the abdominals, and then we'll hit the abs with some crunches as the post-fatigue portion of this. Keep making that rainbow now. Keep it going now. Let's go 4 more, 2 each direction. All right, now we're gonna do some stability ball crunches. So whether you're on your stability ball or not, you could be on the ground doing this. You can still crunch. So I'm gonna cross my arms over my chest. I'm leaning back and I'm starting to crunch. Now the benefit of the stability ball is that it increases my range of motion because I can lay back over the ball. I can extend my spine and my muscles are working for a larger range of motion. And of course, stabilizing on the ball has its benefits. Hence, it is called a stability ball. Remember, we initiate each crunch by pushing into our lower backs, pushing our belly button down into our spine, and we really drape over the ball. Now, these crunches should feel a little bit more challenging after those rainbow planks, so hopefully you can see that. And a post-fatigue set is really meant to be a burnout. It's really meant to be a burnout set where you zap the muscle fully to where you can't use it anymore. We'll do that a little more on the next set. I'm gonna get 3 more, which makes about 20 for me. Oh, wow, yeah. All right, now, we can't just go right back into our abdominal post-fatigue superset. We need to take a little recovery, and I want to do some more active recovery. So let's throw in some yin-yangs here. So we've got our arms out wide. Just making good use of our recovery time here. Arms out wide, big yin-yang. Tuck one arm behind you. Reach the other arm over your head. Now you can spend 30 to 60 seconds just, focusing on your recovery, breathing, and letting your muscles relax before the next set. Or you can throw in some active recovery, be it cardiovascular exercises like jumping jacks or, mountain climbers or whatever. But oftentimes I like to do some active, some mobility, some dynamic stretching of some sort. Get a couple more in. Now on this next set, I'm going to add my med ball into those crunches. I'm going to add a little bit more weight into the crunches. All right, it's time for our rainbow planks again. Let's get it. All right, hips up, elbows down. Let's get to 20 together. Here we go, together. 1, 2, 3, 4, pivot on your feet. 5, big rainbow. 6, push your elbows into the ground. 7, and push elbows down. 8, push your elbow down. 9, breathe. 10, breathe. 11, tap. 12, gently tap. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. Post-fatigue isolation exercise. Crunches. Again, I don't care if you're on the ground or on your ball. You can do crunches or you can lay over something. All right. I'm adding weight in here. That's just my choice, but I think you can too. And we're going to 20 on these as well. There's 3, 4, 5. See me lean back. 6. See me drape over the ball. 7. 8. Inhale. Exhale. 9. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, crunch. 10. Let's speed them up. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. If you're not at 20, get your 20. Get your 20 in. There we go. See, lean back, lean back, lean back. Looking good, looking good. All right, breathe it out now. Breathe it out while I explain. Let's grab your band again. Let's do some more dislocates while I explain the next superset. All right, I'm gonna do some around the world dislocates here while I explain. Follow along with me. So next up, we're going to be focusing on pre-fatigue supersets instead of post-fatigue supersets. So first we'll hit the traps. The trapezius is your upper back here by the base of your neck. Muscles that are very good to develop for good posture. Also very good to develop for more efficient breathing patterns and habits, because when you got weak traps and poor posture, your breathing suffers. And hitting your traps is one thing that helps with posture and breathing. And this pre-fatigue superset entails some shrugs, which isolates the traps, and then some upright rows, which adds the traps into a larger compound exercise. You're going to need either 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells, or you can like stand on top of a band, a heavy band, and do trap shrugs. You could also, let's say you just have 1 kettlebell, you can stand on top of a band, hold the handle of your kettlebell with the band, and shrug up. Because this is a strong exercise, you need a lot of resistance. So, I've got 2 kettlebells here. So grab 2 weights, as long as you got both hands on something, whether it's a band, 2 kettlebells, 2 dumbbells, a band and a kettlebell, a band and a dumbbell. Here we go. Stand up tall, shrug, pause, lower, under control. Shrug, pause, lower, under control. I want to see what everyone's using now. Let's see it. We got people using bands, kettlebells. You know, we're isolating. This is not a calf raise, Leslie. Shrug your shoulders. Keep your feet flat. We're just shrugging the shoulders. Shrug and squeeze like you're trying to touch your shoulders to your ears, and then lower down under control. I like to see the variety. We've got people using all kinds of different apparatuses here. And on the second set, I'll switch it up so you can see me use something else. Touch your ears, lower down. Stand tall, squeeze your butt. Keep your abs tight. It's a standing plank. Shrug and pause, lower under control. Shrug and pause, lower under control. Get those traps burning. Keep thinking like you're trying to touch your shoulders to your ears. Let's all speed it up for 10. Now speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now for upright rows, I could use 2 kettlebells. I could use 1 kettlebell. I could use 1 band. I'm going to use a band and a kettlebell together. So I'm standing on my band, holding the handle of my kettlebell. Whatever you're holding, just hold something in front of you. Now lift it up to your chin, leading with your elbows. Elbows up. Stand tall. Shoulders back. Chest out. This should be hard from the get-go because, again, we have pre-fatigued our traps. So you should certainly feel how your upper back at the base of your neck is already very, very taxed from the beginning of this set. Pull those elbows up high. Keep the weight right against your body. That weight slides straight up and down, straight up your torso, straight back down. All right, good posture doesn't come easy. Those traps and shoulders should be on fire right now. If good posture came easy, we wouldn't see 75% of the population slouched over, looking at the ground, even though they're not trying to. Chest up, head up, shoulders back. Let's get 5 more reps now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, whew, Nelly. All right, a little active recovery here. Let's do some neck circles or head circles, whatever you want to call them. Stand up. All right, big circumference circles with the crown of your head. You should be able to feel your traps stretch on one side, then at the bottom, then on the other side. Breathe with it now. Inhale when you face up. Exhale when you face down. Inhale, face up. Exhale, face down. Let's get one more, then we'll switch directions. You might get some nice popping and snapping in with your neck. Switching directions now. Oh, let your head hang heavy in all directions. It's like a bowling ball. Oh, it probably weighs about the same as a little bowling ball as well. Oh. Oh. Feel free to make noises like me. We'll get a nice neck stretch in. One more. So we get the idea now with this pre-fatigue set for the traps. And my traps are still burning. We're not fully recovered. That's fine. Let's go right back into it. All right, trap shrugs. This time, I'm going to use my band just to show you that it's just as effective. But again, you can hold on to some kettlebells, some dumbbells, one kettlebell and a band. This is a big band, so yeah, it's a lot of tension. There we go. We're shrugging up, pause, control down. Shrug up, pause, control down. Squeeze it up, control it down. Stand tall, control it down. Stand tall, control it down. Squeeze your glutes, control it down. Touch your ears and control. Touch your ears, control. Keep your elbows straight. Don't turn this into a bicep curl or anything like that. Let's get a few more, then we'll speed it up. Should already feel very effective if you're focusing on controlling and contracting. All right, let's speed it up for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, I can tell you I barely got through that last set of upright rows, so I'm not going to add the band into my kettlebell. I'm just going to use this kettlebell by itself. Here we go. We're standing tall. Hold something. Don't worry about what you're holding. You might have 2 kettlebells, 1 kettlebell, 2 dumbbells, 1 kettlebell, a band, some dumbbells and bands, a kettlebell and band. You might be lifting a baby up and down. Maybe you're lifting a chair up and down. I did on-the-road workouts with a client in their hotel room. The hotel didn't have a gym, and they forgot their bands. They had one job: remember to take your bands everywhere you go. And we did every session with a chair. And we used that chair as resistance. And it was awkward and effective. It's burning, right? Let's speed it up. 1. Let's speed it up. 2. Let's get to 10. 3. 4. I like that drop set, Angela. I love seeing that drop set mid-set. It's a great point. Woo, Nelly. Oh, Nelly, I like that drop set. Remember, on the fly, a regression, like dropping your weight and grabbing a different weight and continuing on, A wise regression is actually a progression. So that's intelligent training. You might think, oh, I can't do anymore. Well, get rid of that. Grab something else. Can you do some more now? Yeah. So your muscles really weren't done yet. Very intelligent. All right. So next up, now let's do a little active recovery here. So let's do some bend and bows together. I like this one. So we're gonna bend like we're playing limbo. Squeeze your butt, chest up, and then we're gonna bow, stretch your hamstrings. So we get a big anterior stretch when we bend and inhale. We get a big posterior stretch when we bow and exhale. All right, so next up, we're doing glutes. This is our last target muscle, the glutes. This is also a pre-fatigue superset. Oh. So we'll be isolating the glutes with some banded clamshells. Let's get a couple more of these. These feel great. This is one of those stretches that doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing. You get out of bed, do something like this. It can really help, in my opinion, help you feel better from the get-go. All right, so again, banded clamshells, sitting down on the ground, grab yourself a band. Don't use your lightest band. Your butt is strong. You need a medium or a large band. And then we'll be doing some 1.5 rep goblet squats. So I've got my big old purple band here. I'm gonna double it up. Double your band up. Sit down. Loop your feet through the band. Put the band around your knees. Again, band is doubled up. Feet on the ground. Open your knees up and close. As a clamshell, there it is, simple as that. Open, close. Keep your feet on the ground even though your feet pivot, you roll to the outside edge of your feet and then back to flat-footed. Maintain tension in your band at all times. Don't let the band go slack when you return. And externally rotate and abduct your hips and knees as much as possible. And get yourself a nice pause. Open up, pause, and control the close. If it's not hard for you to hold this pause, then your band is not heavy enough. And I'm looking at everybody. We can all stand to go one size up on your band. If you don't have a bigger band, couple it with a smaller band. Nothing wrong with using 2 bands at once. And now that this is really hard, let's speed it up. Speed it up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not opening as much, but that's fine. 6. I'm still working. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. In those last 5 reps, I was barely even opening my knees, but I could feel my muscles working. Not a bad thing if you have to shorten your range of motion. Just to keep squeezing out what you can. We need to get what we can out of this pre-fatigue set. Goblet squats now. So grab something, anything. 1.5 rep goblet squats. We've all done these before, or most of you have with me. Hold whatever you've got right up to your chin. Literally touch your chin with it. Tuck your elbows in. Come on down, full goblet squat. Come up halfway, back down, and then all the way up. You see why this is a 1.5 rep squat? Halfway up, back down, all the way up. Down, up, down, up, down, halfway up, down, all the way up. You'll see you touch those elbows to your inner thighs or inner knees. Get those elbows all the way down to your knees. Keep your weight against your chin. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is hard. This is very hard. It's not fun, but we love the progress. Oh, it sucks a lot, especially after those clamshells. But we're not here for your comfort. We're here to make progress. Oh, I gotta drop the weight. Keep going. I'm gonna speed it up. Let's all get 5 more. And just because I drop the weight doesn't mean you have to drop the weight. All right? Do what you ought to do, not what you want to do. I was just following suit there because I could not execute those anymore with the weight. But look at me go without it. Okay. Whew. All right, now, obviously you feel those in your quads and your lungs and your other things, but we did it because it definitely works your butt. And let's hit this active recovery before our final set. Final set coming right up. Here we go. Let's do a little torso rotation because we like to get twisted. Breathe steady. Oh, I got some nice back poppins in. Oh, gotta love those back poppins. Look at Leslie sticking around for the whole workout. She might be late opening up the gallery, but here she is. Last set, best set. We always know, last set, best set. All right, grab your band. I'm gonna speed these clamshells up for this whole set. I'm gonna get 20 reps in. We're double banded around the knees, lean back, feet on the ground, spread them, open up, open up, open up, push it out, push it out, push it out. We love the external hip rotation. Very good for your hip health, very good for hip stability, and very good for the glute medius. I always say you can't have too strong of a back. Well, the same goes for your butt. You can't have too strong of a butt. There's no such thing. The stronger your butt is, the less injury prone you are. Okay, 3 more. That's 20 for me. Get your 20 reps in. All right, let's hop on up. We got 1.5 rep goblet squats. Let's get 10 reps. 10 reps. Hold your weight up to your chin. Let's speed these up a little bit too. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way up. Halfway up, all the way up. Open those knees. Sit back on those heels. Get those elbows into your thighs. Elbows down to your knees. I put these last for a reason. So we finish on a strong, exhausting note that you're not going to forget. Don't cut yourself short here. Keep going. We're not here for your comfort. Form and focus over fatigue. I want to drop it, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to drop it. I got 2 more reps. 2 more to 10. Oh, get your 10. I know you're not at 10. I started first. Get 10. Oh, I'm seeing stars. I'm seeing stars. Oh, okay. Oh, I love it. I love seeing everyone. Nice work, Leslie. Have fun. Happy Saturday, everyone. That was a great workout. Great job, Susan. Great job, everyone. Great job. Oh, phone's falling down. Angela, glad your special guest joined us. Thank you for joining. Awesome job, Kirsten. Way to go, Dad. Happy Saturday. Gracias, mi mujer. Enjoy your day. Stay strong. Go cool down. Don't skip your cool down. Cool down. Oh yeah, you're done too.